Hold on to your time machines, folks. Welcome to another episode of Chronotales, where history meets hilarity. In this thrilling series, we've ventured through the multiverse, frolicking with figures from different eras, and today, we've got a real treat for you. We're taking a deep dive into the episode, The King of Rock and the Pharaoh. Imagine, if you will, a meeting of minds between the iconic Elvis Presley and the legendary Pharaoh Tutankhamun. Strap in, as we're about to embark on a wild ride with our two unlikely companions, the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley, and the boy Pharaoh, Tutankhamun. Imagine, if you will, Elvis shaking his hips to the tunes of ancient Egyptian music. Picture the King of Rock and Roll popping into existence in the court of young Pharaoh Tutankhamun. The initial shock of this unlikely meeting quickly gives way to an uproarious culture clash. Elvis, with his slick hair and shaking hips, stands out like a neon sign in the sandy desert. And Tutankhamun, with his golden mask and regal demeanor, is equally baffling to the King of Rock. As they journey through time, they stumble upon the most unexpected scenarios. Imagine Elvis teaching Tutankhamun the twist in the middle of a medieval castle, or Tutankhamun showing Elvis how to walk like an Egyptian in the heart of the 1950s American suburbia. These hilarious and ironic moments pepper their journey, making it as entertaining as it is enlightening. And so our dynamic duo discovers that time travel isn't just about dodging dinosaurs or avoiding assassinations. It's also about understanding the rhythm of history. As the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But what happens when a rock and roll king and a pharaoh are in Rome? Well, Elvis and Tutankhamun found themselves strumming lyres and swaying to the rhythm of ancient Roman music. They discovered that music isn't about the glitz and glamour, but the connection it forms. It transcends time, culture, and language. A lesson they learnt while jamming with Nero himself, who, despite his fiery reputation, could strum a mean tune. And it wasn't just in Rome. Every era they visited, every culture they explored, music was the golden thread that stitched their experiences together. From the haunting ballads of the medieval bards to the lively beats of the African drums, music was a universal language that spoke to their souls. But life lessons were not far behind. In the grand courts of Louis XIV, they learnt that even the king of all kings couldn't command the sun, though he sure tried. In the bustling markets of ancient Persia, they learnt the art of negotiation, a skill that Elvis wished he had when negotiating his first record deal. Along their journey, they met countless historical and fictional characters, each leaving a mark on their hearts and minds. From Cleopatra's wit to Shakespeare's wisdom, their journey was peppered with insights and laughter. Apparently, time travel can be quite educational. Who knew? Just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, remember we're dealing with Elvis and Tutankhamun here. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the peculiarities of our timeline. Both our protagonists, Elvis, the King of Rock, and Tutankhamun, the Pharaoh of Egypt, had their lives cut short in the real world. Elvis left us in the late 70s, while Tutankhamun's reign ended abruptly more than 3,000 years ago. These premature departures add a layer of intrigue to our tale, don't they? It's like they've jumped off the pages of history and into the realm of the unknown, trading their earthly ends for an eternity of time-hopping adventures. It's as if their spirits refused to be confined by the mundane and chose instead to waltz through the cosmos, exploring different eras and cultures. But isn't it all a bit ironic? Elvis, a man who lived for the stage, now performs for an audience of time and space. And Tutankhamun, once a ruler of an ancient civilization, now strolls through centuries like their corridors in his palace. They've both become time's jesters, playing along to its whimsical tunes. And as their journey continues, it's hard not to chuckle at the thought of them bumping into other historical figures. Imagine Elvis teaching Beethoven the jailhouse rock, or Tutankhamun trying to explain the concept of a pyramid to Leonardo da Vinci. The possibilities are as endless as they are amusing, yet for all its humor, their story also stirs a sense of melancholy. After all, both Elvis and Tutankhamun had to leave their own times behind. They're essentially ghosts, forever wandering through the ages, unable to return home. But let's not dwell on the sadness. After all, they're out there somewhere, probably attempting to introduce rock and roll to the dinosaurs or something equally outrageous. So here's to Elvis and Tutankhamun, our time-traveling heroes, who swapped their mortality for an eternity of adventure. And so, as the sands of time continue to flow, our time-traveling troubadours continue their journey, leaving us to wonder, where will they pop up next? Until then, this is Chronotales signing off.